Well, hello there. Yo, how we doing? How we doing? We're just gonna continue on with this ground layout, aren't we? How we doing? How is everyone's Monday? Mondays, hey? Mondays. We did. I think we've done majority of the primary edge highlight. We did quite a fair chunk yesterday. Not the best push fit model this one. That's just lazy sculpting, that one. That is just, yeah. gotta update the picture, Gotta remind myself to update the picture. No longer painting a gun tank. Another early stream, yeah, man. Yep. Why not? Why not? You know, the stream numbers haven't been good lately, which sucks. But my paint motivation is huge, so might as well stream while I'm painting. Might as well stream while I'm painting. Chipping away at Vulcan. It's the way to do it, man. It's the way to do it. Little bit by little bit. Progress is progress. It's the one thing I think a lot of people just don't understand. Half an hour here and there adds up. Like, it really, really does. I think a lot of people get caught in the mindset of, oh, I have to sit down and paint for 4 hours to get anything done. You bloody well don't. You bloody well don't. Got all the green done last night. Sick, man. I mean, that's the bulk of the job, right? On a Space Marine. I know there's still tons of detail to do, but that's a big chunk. I don't know why, that just reminded me of like the Willem Dafoe in Spider-Man. Whereas like I'm somewhat of a scientist too. And I was like, I'm somewhat of a Space Marine painter too. Oh, do you know what? Apparently, Wombat, seeing there's only like 2 of us here, I was informed by someone that a Games Workshop content creator staff member actually watches some of my content, which is both pretty cool, but also maybe not that cool, because if they've watched my stuff, then they probably would have approached me by now. And that hasn't happened. So and now the Gundam train has left the station, so good luck catching it. Good luck catching the Gundam train. A minimum sub view count for their mailing list. Yeah, I think you need 10K on IG, which I'm not that far off. But in terms of like views, man, my views they're nowhere, man. Like my views are just shit compared to what they were. Like peak was the jump pack captain. That was the absolute peak. And that was competing with the big boys, the old jump pack captain. Yo, JJ, how you doing, man? How you doing? So, the Gundam models, these ones, come with the starter decks for the trading card game. These models are going to be part of a standalone game called Gundam Assemble next year. I would say that these miniatures that are currently out will get re-released in different packs, but that is the only way to get them right now. Nah, Wombat, I wouldn't actually want to be on it. Not now. I did at one point. I did at one stage want their recognition, but not now. Don't care. I think the future is bright with Gundam, with our plan for Gundam. I mean, it'd be cool to be on the mailing list for Necromunda once we start doing campaigns and stuff, but it would just be for clout, you know? That would be cool. It'd be for clout, but bro, as you know, it's like my time's limited with a full-time job. It's not like I'm doing this full-time. If I was doing this full-time and I could get like new models, then yeah, I'd be able to create content easy. But Gundam Assemble is the new skirmish game, but it's out next year. It is out next year. I'm sort of hoping that we get a demo of it at PAX this year in Melbourne, PAX Melbourne. That would be cool. Other than that, I actually finished editing the Gundam tutorial that I filmed like 2 weeks ago or a week ago. So I'm going to get that into Marvin's hands and see if we can't fast track that to get a tutorial done for it. And then, look, the big dream is to get noticed by Bandai, hopefully get some miniatures early and get the rules for the game early so we could play it. That would be cool. That's my ultimate goal. Whether or not that comes to fruition, who knows? But we're still going to do Gundam stuff anyway because they're really cool models. You want to go to what's the difference between PAX Unplugged and PAX? Just the general PAX. Games Workshop's actually going to be at PAX in Melbourne. Like the UK event team is coming across to PAX. So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. So it comes with the trading card game, which is a completely separate thing. It's not, I'm not sure if you play Assemble with like tactical cards or anything like that. That could be the case, I'm not sure. But it's basically 2 standalone games in one box. Gundam Assemble, which doesn't have rules, and the trading card game. PAX Unplugged is just tabletop games. See, our PAX in Melbourne is everything. It's just like pop culture. So it's tabletop games, it's video games, it's cosplay, it's gaming stalls, it's everything. I mean, tabletop games are getting more and more popular, aren't they? Hoon, how we doing, man? How we doing? Happy Monday, or is it? It's Monday. It's really happy. Super busy last week. Happens, man. Life be lifing sometimes, right? Life be lifing. I painted a whole gun tank whilst you were busy, dude. That's how motivated I've been, bro. My opponent is heavy armed. I'm cooked. Yeah, what does he do? Full hatch? Is it full hatch open? Me and my Leo are having months of combat training. My opponent is heavy arms. Yeah. I sort of want to paint heavy arm custom. That'd be sick. You think it'll be right up there with BattleTech? There's heaps of guys playing BattleTech at House of War. They seem to froth it. I don't look. I've only seen the clip on their website. I don't know if it's actually going to be anywhere near in depth as BattleTech. I don't think it'd be anywhere near in depth. I think popularity wise, just sheerly because it's Gundam, it's going to be quite popular. Hence why we're going to try and ride that content wave. That is why I'm trying to get all of the miniatures painted that are currently out. So when it does drop, we can just play a heap of games. Can play a heap of games on stream, have a heap of games up on our YouTube. Yeah, I finished this. I finished this chonker hoon. Finished this chonk. In like a week. That's some crazy numbers for me. That's actually some crazy numbers for me. I would have no idea if there is a Gundam RPG at all. No idea. You got G-Quack's Red Gundam. You know, if this is the type, you got the Red Gundam Comet stickers, so what stickers should you put on the Red Gundam? I got no idea. I'm the wrong person to ask, Freak Bellas. I'm not the right person to ask with that type of stuff. Whenever it comes to like decals, I personally Google stuff to make sure I'm using the right decals and transfers in the right positions. That's just me personally. But yeah, I personally wouldn't have any idea about the correct decals to use and where. If it was Warhammer, I'd be able to help you out, man. I'd be able to help you out. I was hoping they had some transfers for the assemble stuff, because I think that would really just finish the miniatures off. Having some like little Xeon insignias you can put on the chest and stuff like that. There is not in these boxes. Doesn't mean they won't have them in the future assemble stuff. I would say there's probably a high chance in the future stuff, I'd imagine. You don't like using decals? I personally think that decals can be off-putting if people don't have the right products to apply them. Like, you almost definitely need a decal softener, whether it's Microsol or any other brand. And then once you have that, they're a breeze and they look phenomenal. And for me, on a Space Marine, they just complete a Space Marine. They just really complete a Space Marine. Like squad markings, company markings, chapter markings, they just finish a model off completely for me. Now, you know, like Necrons, Tyranids, Eldari, Drukari, a lot of factions don't necessarily need transfers. You don't want to go out of your way to buy some stickers. I'll just Google, my dude. Google the suit. Do I think that 17.49 was a good price? I don't know what your currency is compared to an Australian currency. But if you're getting brand new models / Gunpla, Azzy, yo, thank you very much for the sub on YouTube. But if you're getting any Gunpla at a discounted price, it's good. Dollars, Australian dollars, 1,200 Australian dollars for a Zaku. I don't think that's the right price. Are you talking about an actual real life Zaku? Someone built a Zaku and I don't know about it. Here I was thinking I was just going to smash this Leo out. When in actual fact, he's got quite a few highlights. He has quite a few highlights. You don't know what markers to use. I mean, there's Gundam specific markers. I know that for a fact. Seen them at my hobby store. They are pricey, yeah. I would suggest as a kid that I would ask for a birthday / Christmas present. That's what I'd be aiming for. What price do I normally go for? I don't know what your currency is like. I don't know what $2,100 is compared to like Australian dollars, because $2,100 in Australia is a huge amount of money. Yeah, he has got a thick booty. Yeah, he's got 2 booty boosters too. He's got a thick booty with two boosters, and then for whatever reason, that's where they put the other booster. You only need 3 boosters in a Leo. 2 in the booty, 1 in the front. Guess I'm just gonna recess shade that again. Hold up. Yo, Buddha, hang on. Does a Leo have the ideal female build? Long legs, thick booty, small top? Is that what's going on? Gervison, how we doing? Should be in a rap song, shouldn't it? I want a ground type Leo build. Mass produced ground type Leo build. Leo versus Ariel. Has Ariel got some feminine curves to it? Will the highlights finish ever? Apparently not. How did I get that there? The Demi Trainer. I haven't painted. These are the other ones I've painted. I was talking about last night. And if I were to paint a high grade to this level, it would take me a long time. It would take me a very, very long time. I mean, you just got to jump in, my dude. You just got to jump in. Just want to get to the second edge highlights. Yo, Buddha, are you back painting yet? With that wrist? You're back on the brush. Love to hear it, man. How good? We're getting there. We'll be onto the secondary edge highlights shortly. I'm almost certainly going to miss an edge highlight. Almost certainly. Red Comet stickers add character. I mean, I don't know much about G-Quacks, but at one point, Chard did have the G-Quacks Red Gundam, didn't he? Or no? All right, let's start doing the secondary edge highlights. I've seen some. I watched a lore video on G-Quacks, and it had a lot of clips of the anime, and the artwork is phenomenal. Like, it is so cool. I really like the throwback scene. The throwback scenes are very cool. Like remastered Gundam. Imagine if the first series of Gundam was redone now with current animators. How cool that would be. Get some bright Noah slaps in 4K. All right, secondary highlight time. So for our secondary edge highlight, we are going to use Ogren Camo. Ogren Camo. I was umming and ahhing whether to use this, but I do need that contrast. So this is what we're going for. I mean, I think that's why that's why Gundam's got a fan base that it does. Like, and I'm only very new to the whole Gundam universe. I'm learning a lot each day, but like I feel like there's a Char-like in basically every series as well. Sorry, Char-like in every series as well. So I think that's also, I guess, one of the cool parts about a lot of the stories is the story's somewhat very similar, but with slight twists, and I guess watching it to see what the different twist is. But I guess that's also what the alternate universes are as well. Just a chance for them to tell a slightly different story. Because from what I've seen so far, and this is just the first 3 main universes, so Gundam, Zeta, and then Double Zeta, Camille, Judah, and Amuro are all very, very similar with the way they act, and like, you know, they don't want to hurt people if they don't have to. And then you have like Iron-Blooded Orphans with Mikazuki, who's just like a cold-blooded, merciless, like, I love that. Somewhat repetitive, yeah, I know, but I think that's why it's got such a strong fan base, because it is somewhat repetitive, if that makes sense. People love that genre. It's so, I don't know if it's exactly like this, but it's similar to my own personal stream. Yeah, my stream is known for painting miniatures. And at one stage, I played some video games and I lost a whole bunch of viewers. So Gundam is essentially the same. If they move away from doing what they're doing, all the people that love it won't go near it. And also, having said that, they may make it an awesome series that isn't the same as their other stuff. But that fan base want a specific type of series. They want that war. They want the 3 different parties involved. They want the slaps. They want the slaps. Bring back the slaps. They want the Shah. They want the McGillis. They want the Quattro Bajan. They want the Miliardo Peacecraft. Up here, I was thinking about it. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, on top of the front. Here. I don't know. It's probably gonna leave it, to be honest. I'll highlight the whole thing and then we'll see how we go. If I do, it'll. Yeah, I don't know. You just sort of try and move it till it hits the right light. It's probably about there, and I'll just follow that line. We'll do it at the end. I got no idea what to do with this part here. This is just a mess. I'm probably just going to leave it. This area here is a mess. That bit there. That's, I don't know what the fuck that is. Spaghetti mold, yeah, it's not good. The Zaku with the axe has this as well, and so does Shah, but not as bad. Not as bad. This one's pretty bad. Yeah, it's just a very quick mold. Quick, lazy mold. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, the Tallgeese sculpt is actually really good compared to the Leo. The Space Leo is not bad though. What do you think the chances of Tallgeese 2 coming out with the Heat Halberd or the Heat Lance? The weapon scope, this, I'll probably paint it as an actual scope. We're nowhere near finished either, Jazz. Never taking the electoral again. What do you mean? I'm not. I'm confused. What do you mean taking the electoral? You love the Leos? My favorite grunt suit. I feel like it's... Is it the Gira Doga? Is that what it is? The one from Unicorn? The sleeves one? They are very Battletech. I was thinking that when I was painting it, Pixel. That's Zulu. Is it? Agira Zulu, is it? I think they're my fave. It's either that or Zaku's. Sleeves also have a Gira Doga. Yeah, let me... No, it's definitely the Zulu. Whoa, Gira Doga is like the heavy one. Is a Gira Doga more like a Galgoog? They're like the next step up, aren't they? think my paint's getting a little bit too thick. Gyaradoga is from New Gundam. Okay. Oh, it's the Zulu then. Like I said, I'm still very much learning all of my Gundam lore. I think for how long I've been sort of back into it and painting these guys, I think I'm doing all right. Really weird how there's barely any Gundam kits I want to see. Or that you want to see. They're developed from Zaku 3s. Yeah, see, that's why I probably like them, because they're related to Zaku's. Is any... I mean... I'm assuming Bandai would be pretty good at keeping a lot of their new content off YouTube. I think the Ogren camo was the correct choice. I was questioning it. And now I think I've thinned it too much. Try and clean it off as best as I possibly can if I make any mistakes. And then if I can't get all of the paint off, I fix it by going back to the other colors. And I'm using the paint thin enough that if it does drip into an area, that that it is easy to sort of paint over the top of. But yeah, for the most part, like I stuff stuff on stream all the time. I'll typically lick my brush and then try and wick the paint off the model. You'll see me. I'll eat paint. I'll literally eat the paint. Yo, Prophet, what's happening, man? How you doing? You wouldn't build over it if you paint on it? What do you mean? I try and paint absolutely every single surface. But if it's an area that pushes into another area, then I don't do that because then it won't go together properly. Swordsy, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Prophet, I'm telling you, I'm motivated. Motivation is high, my dude. Motivation is high. I'm painting off stream. I finished this, dude. We finished the chonk. Hayato Kobayashi's whip. Fastest brush in the West. I know, dude. When I'm motivated, bro. When I'm motivated, you gotta just get out of the way. The man's got to paint. You just got to thin your paint adequately, and then just a lot of control. I'm fine painting by myself. Pixel Savage. I've never had an issue painting by myself. So I got into this hobby with my friend Mark, the Dice Daddy that comes in chat occasionally. And he stopped doing it after maybe a year, and I didn't really have anyone else to hobby with at the time. So I just painted at home. That's all I did. I'd just get miniatures and I would paint at home on the dining table. And eventually I was like, oh, I'll go into Games Workshop and I'll paint there. And I quickly made friends. My motivation is model dependent. So it's quite literally model dependent for me. If there's models that or a project that I'm super hyped about. So like the Gundam project, I'm very, very hyped about. Now, gun tank, gun cannon, this Leo in particular, the Space Leo I want to paint. But gun cannon, gun tank, and this Leo, not overly hyped to paint it. But the overall project is what's got me motivated. Like the goal to paint the miniatures so we can play the game. That's what's driving me. So for me, it's always the long-term goal is what is one of the big motivators. So I'll always look towards the end of the project. I know that I need to work my way through it, but the end goal is what motivates me a lot of the time. We haven't got any rules for it yet, Sauncey. This comes out next year. Comes out in 2016, but we are going to approach Bandai with some like a portfolio of our work with a Gundam tutorial and some really nice photos and stuff like that, in the hopes that we can potentially get some support from them. What that support would be, I'm not sure. We will see. Black Sword, how you doing, my guy? Have I ever got that feeling when you're about to go to sleep and you try and paint a kit and they're not painting hot? I dream about painting a lot. It's why I can work out a lot of sort of paint recipes really well, because I can imagine it quite well. In terms of like staying up and painting, if I'm close to finishing a model, I sort of have to. Otherwise, I will quite literally just think about finishing the model. But if there's like a good 3 hours left on a model, yeah, I can go to bed. I can go to bed. No worries, Pixel, no worries. I mean, motivation's individual to each person. It's quite individual. You need to work out what it works for you. And not everyone can grind through miniatures that they don't enjoy. Like, it is tough, especially when you're painting a Warhammer army. I've been there, I've done it. I think we all have to an extent. Like the grav pads on my Inceptor, like they nearly sent me over the edge. Where is it? It's up there. Here, I'll show you. The Gundam people probably haven't seen stuff like this. So, in Gundam, a tank gets absolutely annihilated most of the time. In Warhammer, a tank's actually pretty good. So, this big beast, these areas in particular, nearly just destroyed my painting motivation altogether. So the model itself was fun, but like this, oof. It nearly destroyed my soul. What happens if you don't paint without priming? There's a very real chance that you will rub it off or it'll flake off. Don't even talk about exploding dropper bottles. Holy shit. Wow. Horrid. Yeah, I suppose the time frame in itself, Sauncey, is a good motivator in a way as well. Some people work really well with a time frame. In terms of like keeping them motivated. I guess my time frame for this is an unknown. It's get all of the current Gundam miniatures done before the end of the year. That's my time frame. Yeah, commitments. Commitments play a large part. It does sound like I'm going to do it rather easy. It does sound like that. How many more weeks have we got left in the year? We're in September. We're like in the second week of September. So what's that? 12 weeks, 14 weeks. 14 weeks. Roughly. We'll just say roughly 14 weeks. I don't know. I reckon we're going to be close. Like, the models that are left. So this guy's going to take a week. This guy's going to take a week. The Space Leo will take a week. So let's just call it 12 weeks. Yeah, it's 12 weeks to finish Tall Geese, who's got a bit going on. Tall Geese, I think, is going to be 2 to 3. Yeah. This is why I'm like, I don't know. I think I'll make it. I think I'll make it with some time to spare. But the last 3 are very detailed. Like Ale Strike's gonna be a bit of work. They've got quite a few more edge highlights than the other ones. So we'll see. We'll see. Also, do you know what? On top of that, my work is breaking up on the 19th of December. So that then at the end of the year gives me an entire week of painting whilst not at work. So but that now I'm really thinking about what I've got left during the year. But we're also going to be at PAX. We're going to be at PAX, which is going to be 3 days. I'm still going to stream at night, so I'll still have my nighttime stream. But that also is cutting away a weekend of painting at the studio. So we will see. We're going to be part of the Pluto exhibit, the Pluto miniatures exhibit. So we're going to be there all 3 days. I'll have to look at them. Yeah, definitely come say g'day. Let me just Google these. Hone. Oh, dude. I love the XS. But I don't know what the vertical. Let me look at this one. Copy that. Or the Faz. Oh. I'm an X dash S guy. That Faz thing's pretty friggin' cool though. It's not the best highlights I've done. It's funny, when I edge highlight, I don't really systematically work through an area and finish the whole thing off. Sort of jump from spot to spot. Unless it's like, if it's a sub-assembled model, that's different. Then I will do the whole area. But if it's a model like this and it's all together, I don't know. I just sort of do a little bit down here, a little bit up there. Glazing and blending is not your strong suit. Airbrush, my dude. You gotta look at an airbrush next. I know that you got your fancy tool from Ninjon, and he's a very charismatic, handsome man that sells stuff. But do yourself a favor. Next big hobby purchase. Please look at an airbrush. It's going to help you a bunch. Like you're already a phenomenal painter, and I think it'll take you to the next level with your stuff as well, for sure. We've got a combination of Gundam painters in here that are very much airbrushed majority, and then I'd say we've got Warhammer painters in here that a lot of the time are skeptical to use an airbrush. More afraid? Yeah. I understand that. I understand that completely. It's like anything though. Like the more you do it, the easier it gets. Because I was the same, Swansea. I was 100% the same. I was like, man, I don't want to airbrush. I'm a stuff shit up. And I got a cheapish airbrush for my first airbrush. And sure enough, I didn't clean it up. I didn't clean it out well enough, and I stuffed it. Absolutely stuffed it. But the second airbrush I got, I looked after better, and I would say that is probably the most important part. Is everything else just comes with practice and over time, and like Googling PSI, just seeing what all the other guys use when they're airbrushing. But as long as you clean your airbrush out properly, did I say properly? I meant to say properly. If you clean your airbrush out properly, then yeah, everything else just comes in time. And it can absolutely... The fuck was that? It can absolutely help you with your painting too. Sometimes, like, depending on what you're doing, it might take longer to set the airbrush up. But if you've got it set up and you know what you're doing, and it's for an example, like Buddha's Rabute to do his glazing, and blending and stuff like that, 100% speed that shit up. Like on vehicles and stuff. I mean, I set it up to base coat this dude. I wonder if Marvin's gonna love me or hate me. We still haven't got the Salamander tutorial out, and I quite literally this evening before stream did the whole Gundam tutorial. I mean, the Gundam tutorial is like so many less steps than a Space Marine though. Like for me to be able to edit the Gundam tutorial in an afternoon before stream and after work, like a lot less steps. Especially after the Salamander tutorial. That had so many steps because of the fire in it. Yeah, lighting a miniature on fire is easy. Painting the fire, that's a different story. Valde, how you doing? See you, Buddha. Take it easy, dude. Leo's going good. Leo's going good. He's got a few more highlights than I initially thought. But we're making good progress. After the green is done, there's really not too much left. Like I can't access all of that rifle, so you know, I'll edge highlight what I can. We'll do some small battle damage on like the other ones, but I can't see him taking much more than 2 additional streams after tonight. I'd say 3 and we're done. It would reduce your time. Yeah, this is what I mean. Sometimes airbrushing can improve how fast you paint, and sometimes it can add to how fast you paint. It just really depends on what you're going to use it for. And one of the reasons I didn't use an airbrush more often was because I had nowhere to put it. I couldn't have it set up all the time. Whereas now, because I've got like a whole room dedicated to streaming and painting, I can of course have something set up, so it makes it easy. Told you I was going to miss some edge highlights. I knew it. Knew it. Man, there's an airbrush. There's an airbrush at House of War that I want. It does some extremely small detail. The guy that owns the shop claims that he can paint eyes with it. Space Marine eyes. That's nutty. Yo, Frothy, what's happening, man? How you doing? Bretonians, whew. That's a lot of models. Good luck, my guy. Good luck. Yeah, I don't think this is the exact olive green for Leos, but I've committed to it, so it's the color now. I tell you, trying to look at like scenes from anime and then like wikis and stuff like that, it's a little bit tricky trying to convert it to heavy metal or heavy metal inspired, I should say. We're not doing glazes and all that type of stuff. There's a lot of edge highlights just around this ankle. A deceptive amount of edge highlights. I don't think we're going to get the edge highlights all done tonight, but we'll definitely get it done tomorrow. I think where we'll get tomorrow is probably done except for the scratches. That's where I think we'll get tomorrow. It's a bold claim. Just got a couple of areas that are just a little bit difficult to access. This is one of said areas. Once again, I am just not finishing areas. I'm just sort of going from one part of the model to the other. It's just what happens if they're not sub-assembled for me. I don't know, I sort of get lost and I'm like, oh, there's one. Oh, there's another edge I haven't done. But I still haven't like finished down on the bottom of his feet there. Sub-assembly slows you down, you reckon? Oh, because you're doing, yeah, all right. I know, yeah. We had How's His Profit and anyone else that we've, you know, convinced to use Tamiya TS80. We've got Mark from Pluto Miniatures, and he's coming in sometimes 2 times a weekend rather, and painting just for a little bit. And he's doing a graveyard golem from his own series of miniatures that he prints. And he doesn't paint a tremendous amount, and he's asked for like guidance with this miniature. So, you know, we're helping him pick colors and what to do where and all this type of stuff. And it's got some metallic areas on it, and I was like, well, you got to finish all the non-metallic areas first before you can do that, because you're going to varnish it. He's like, I've never varnished a model before. And I was like, haha, you're in for a treat, my dude. You're in for a treat. And on the weekend, he got to the point where he was happy and he wanted to varnish. So we used some Tamiya TS80, and he's like, oh, can I touch it? And I was like, no, don't touch it yet. It's still soft. Like, I was like, you need to leave this for like 15 minutes. Don't go near it. Do not touch it. You will ruin it. You'll put like fingerprints in the base and all this type of stuff. I was like, just leave it alone. And then he left it alone, and he went and picked it up after it cured. And he's like, wait, I painted this? And I was like, exactly. It's magic in a can. It somehow improves your model. It's nuts. Makes them feel more real. Do you know the thing it does for me? Makes them feel more real to touch. Yeah, the thing it does for me is, it's weird. Like, it makes it look like it's come from a machine in a good way. Does that make sense? Because it's like all uniform, like the finish on it. So we're going to paint for almost half an hour more. And I will raid out. Because I meant to raid out last night and it didn't work. Yeah, see, now I'm going up to the head. I just don't know. I don't know. I just paint where I want to paint. I paint where I want to paint. This guy might have more highlights than Gundam, I think. I think he actually has more highlights than Gundam. had another interesting YouTube comment on one of our tutorials. It was actually on one of the old tutorials. And it was one of the portrait tutorials I did on painting a Space Marine head and how to do eyes on a Space Marine head. And we had it listed under a quick tip because it's like a 5-minute tutorial. And as you guys would hopefully know that follow us on YouTube, the ultimate guides are anywhere between half an hour to an hour. So like they're quite in depth. And hence why a 5-minute tutorial we called a BFG quick tip. And the guy's like, why is this called a quick tip? I could paint my whole model in the amount of time it took to paint this. It's like, this tutorial is not for you then, my good sir. I was just like, what's quick for you may not be quick for someone else. Just enjoy the hobby at your own pace, my dude. Wankers everywhere, yeah. Well, and like, you know, time spent on model does not always equate to a better finish, right? It doesn't always mean that. But like, it's such a simple-minded comment that I could send a simple-minded reply and just be like, yeah, that's why your models look like shit. But I don't, because you know, I want to lift people up in the hobby. So I try and be more tactful. All right, guys, we are going to finish up there for tonight. We've actually got a ton of edge highlighting done, which is really, really good. I'm super happy with the progress we have made. Let's raid. Let's raid. You know what? We haven't raided Esme for a while. Let's raid Esme. All right, we're gonna go check out what Esme's doing, see what she's painting up, and I'll be back tomorrow. I normally start at 8, but I've been starting at 7, guys. I've been starting at 7, so like, I'll probably be on at 7 again tomorrow, I think. Maybe. I'm going to gym. I should have time. Anyway, let's get this raid happening. Enjoy your day, guys. Enjoy your night. And I will catch you all tomorrow to paint some more Ground Leo. Take it easy, guys.
And I guess this is just Thames Estuary, I don't know. So, yeah, it's me. I'm always texting myself. BFG, Battleforge Gaming.